want to know what is an adjectival clause. As it is, as a adjectival clause is one of the subordinate clauses or dependent clauses that serves as an adjective. In other words, it does the work of an adjective by modifying a noun or pronoun in a sentence. It must have a finite verb. It gives more information about a noun or pronoun in the sentence or the main clause. Let's pay attention to this. We have three different pirates. I want to use three different moods to identify them or describe them. The first one is the ugly pirate by the left side of the screen. Number one, the ugly pirate. One word described the word pirate. What's that word? Ugly, correct. It's written in yellow ink or color. The word ugly describes the word pirate. In that context, you will understand that that is an adjective, but it is not an adjectival clause because it's just one word, it's not a verb. Bottom left, please. We have number two, pointing to the pirate in the window. The pirate in the middle is very stubborn. The pirate in the middle is very stubborn. Which pirate is stubborn? The one in the middle, not the one on the left side or the right side. So you can see that this is a group of words, but is it a clause? No, it is a phrase because there is no finite verb. Let's go to our attention on the top right of the screen. We have number three. The pirate who is holding a gun is from my state. Which of the pirate is from my state? The one who is holding a gun. You can see the verb is there as a finite verb, thereby making that expression adjectival clause modifying the noun pirate as usual. So I'm happy to let us know that identifying adjectival clauses is very simple. Just as I did tell us via this channel, subordinate clauses have modes or means of identifying them. And as an adjectival clause, we have ways to identify them. We have some words that introduce adjectival clauses. Remember, we have learned that they are also called relative clauses or subordinate clauses that function as adjectives. Now, I'm going to give you 7 words that help to identify adjectival clauses. Some people will say 8, but I will tell you why the 8th one will not work for professionals. Let's pay attention to these words. How many do you have there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So out of these 7, we have 5 that are relative pronouns. That is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. They are relative pronouns, while 5 and 6 are relative adverbs. So we focus our attention on relative pronouns and relative adverbs. I know you can see the words who, that, which, whose, when, where, and. So let's focus our attention because they are relative pronouns and relative adverbs. That is why we refer to them as, rather, the clauses they introduce as relative clauses or adjectival clauses. Let's focus attention on sentence example using relative pronouns. We want to use relative pronouns. Let's focus attention on this first example. The dog that I brought yesterday is missing. The dog is missing. You may ask, which dog? The one that I brought yesterday. So you can see that it is underlined, telling us that it is giving information. What are you describing? It is modifying the word dog. So for the fact that we are discussing adjectival clause, definitely you know the grammatical name adjectival clause. But what is the function? We have just said it. It describes the noun dog. So when you are able to identify where the subordinate clause is, and in this case of adjectival clauses, they could be relative pronouns or relative adverbs, you will know that those expressions must describe a noun or pronoun in the main clause. Let's try the second one. I love sentences which extol the virtues of teachers of English language. Which extol the virtues of teachers of English language. You can see it. What is the sentence doing there? I love sentences. You will ask, which sentences? Definitely, we are talking about the sentences that extol the virtues of teachers of English language. So, by virtue of what we are teaching, adjectival clause, what is the grammatical name? Adjectival clause. And what is its function? Beautiful. It modifies the noun sentences. Yes, we can also say it modified the object of the main clause sentences. You must try as much as possible to identify the word it modifies. Don't just say it's a modifier or modify the object. No, it modify the object sentences in the main clause. Let's see what we can learn while using the relative adverbs. Remember what we did say, that relative adverbs are 3 in number, but in this case, I'm going to make good use of 2. Let's focus attention on the first one. I know the estate where Mr. Joe lives. Wow, problem. No one is on the line here, right? So, are you able to spot the subordinate conjunction? In this case, the relative adverb. Oh, yes, where. Therefore, we have identified our clause where Mr. Joe lives. You can as well say, I know the estate. But someone will ask, who doesn't understand the basics of what you are saying? And he will ask you, which estate are you talking about? Oh, you didn't understand what I was saying? You will not say, I know the estate where Mr. Joe lives. So I'm talking about the estate where Mr. Joe lives. In that situation, what is the grammatical name? You know what we are discussing. Is it noun clause or adjectival clause? Adjectival clause, yes. Now you are able to identify the function because we've analyzed it, which is what? Describing or modifying the noun estate in the main clause. Have you understood it this far? Beautiful. Let's proceed to the next example. Let's talk about a time when troubles will be nearer. Let's talk about a time when troubles will be nearer. Are you trying to spot a subordinate conjunction, and in this case, relative adverb? Oh, yes. Now, having seen the word, we'll try to bring out the independent clause that can stand alone. Let's talk about a time. You might ask, which time? So, giving the answer to which, you will be able to identify the subordinate conjunction, that is, when troubles will be nearer. By virtue of what you are discussing, you will say the grammatical name is what? Adjectival clause. And the grammatical function giving us information about what? The noun time. That is describe the noun time. So there's something here I want you to understand very well. There's what we call relative clause and non-relative clause. The non-relative clause is also known as the non-essential clause. The non-essential clause is always marked off by comma, but the restrictive one is not marked off by comma. In this case, the adjectival clause in non-restrictive or non-essential clause does not actually identify the noun it describes. Rather, it gives a gossip, giving additional or a sort of detail about the noun it describes. So in this case, we have comma. For example, my class teacher is laughed at by the students. It is clear. What are you describing here again? My class teacher is laughed at by the students. But because you are a gossip, you will want to ask who wears old-fashioned ties as a gossip element. So in this case, we will set it off by comma, and that is why we call it non-essential or non-restrictive. So, however it may be, we still have to call it adjectival clause. And what is the function? It modifies the noun class teacher. So what have we been saying so far to this point? That when we are able to identify the relative pronoun and relative adverb in each of the sentences, and we see that they function as an adjective describing the noun or pronoun, and the group of words that the relative pronoun or relative adverb begins has a finite verb, we have identified what? Adjectival clause or relative clause. So we'll be able to identify the function as they work that way. So feel free to get in touch with us when you have it's great. You want to ask a question? That's my email. Try to message me via WhatsApp, via email. That is where I belong. If you have did enjoy this class, please be in touch.
I beg in the name of God, subscribe.